Drop everything. Yes, there are big new games to play. Yes, there's new series to binge watch, and yes, you need to decide on that Halloween outfit, but there's just 1 week left to vote in the 34th Annual Golden Joystick Awards. Every vote counts, because this year's competition is proving to be nail-bitingly close. The good news is there's still time to have your say in the People's Gaming Awards, with 21 categories to choose from in another fantastic year. But who will run off with the biggest and most coveted prize, the Ultimate Game of the Year? Well, with the likes of Uncharted 4 going head-to-head with Rise of the Tomb Raider and Fallout 4, the competition is sure to be fierce. With such a lineup of big hitters, we have to ask, is this, the Ultimate Game field, the toughest yet? That's a tough call, because over the years, the winners of the Ultimate Game have read like a who's who of gaming achievement. So we've taken a trip back down memory lane to bring you a look at just some of the Game of the Year winners throughout the decades. Feast your eyes on these beauties, and do check out the video below to see them in action. 1983 Jetpack. The joystick's very first winner was Jetpack, an arcade shooter written by Chris and Tim Stamper, who eventually went on to form legendary Rare. An instant arcade classic, it saw your hover-packed Jetman hose down waves of aliens, while refueling his ship to escape each planet. A true ZX Spectrum Master Blaster. 1984 Nightlore. A masterpiece of isometric action from Ultimate. Nightlore saw Saberman, hero of Saber Wolf, alternate between human and werewolf forms as he battled through 128 rooms of a sinister castle, with just 40 days and nights to find the ingredients to beat his curse. It truly transformed gaming's perspective into an isometric 1.1985 way of the exploding fist beam. Software's fighter may have been based on the arcade machine Karate Champ, but it delivered a wealth of fresh Bruce Lee-inspired thrills to Commodore 64 players. Fantastic player animations, beautiful backgrounds, and a remarkably sophisticated array of attacks, blocks, kicks, and punches, combined with its innovative yin-yang scoring system, meant there was a lot of depth to this impressive fighter. 1986 Gauntlet. The Elf Needs Food badly. The first arcade cabinet winner from the 80s, Gauntlet was a true pioneer of coupon RPG gaming, with 4 different heroes crawling their way through a series of monster-haunted dungeons. Fast, colorful, and compelling, with that outstanding just one more go quality, this one sucked up many a 10p in our misspent youths. 1987 Outrun. A classic Sega coin-op, Outrun was as famous as much for its hypnotic ambient soundtrack, as its free-flowing drifting action. Driving a spanking red Ferrari Testarossa Spider with your girlfriend's hair blowing in the breeze, while being tilted around in the deluxe cabinet, was surely one of gaming's ultimate driving pleasures. 1988 Speedball. The Bitmap Brothers' fantastic futuristic sport was part ice hockey, part American football, part rollerball, and as much about the old ultra-violence as the scoreline. Featuring some brutally bruising encounters, it paved the way for the all-time classic Speedball 2, but there was still many a joystick completely wrecked in this first Speedball season. 1989 Kickoff. Dino Din. A seminal soccer game was the Atari ST and Commodore Amiga's true star player, a top-down, fantastically realistic rendition for the time of the beautiful game. Predating the legendary Sensible Soccer by almost 3 years, it swept the boards with 90% ratings from virtually every UK publication, and was a shoo-in as Game of the Year. 1990 Kickoff 2. How do you follow up one of the best footy games of all time? Not easy, but with Kickoff 2, designer Dino and programmer Steve Screech added aftertouch, custom strips, slow-motion action replays, different referee personalities, and the ability to import player manager teams into your game. Absolute footballing perfection. 1991 Sonic the Hedgehog. Iconic platformers plot, revolving around Chaos Emeralds and the evil Dr. Robotnik, may have been largely bobbins, but its colorful graphics, brilliant level design, and sheer sense of speed made Sonic the standout star of Sega's Mega Drive Genesis. Sonic made the console fly high in the US and even briefly usurped Nintendo's dominant position at the top of the charts. Page 2. Street Fighter II launched the fighting explosion of the early 90s with a raft of innovative arcade features that made it the ultimate fighting champion. 6 buttons, competitive 2-player versus mode, special moves, and a roster of eclectic, beautifully balanced characters. Street Fighter II became the template for the genre we still know and love it today. 1996 Super Mario 64. Spearheading the launch of the Nintendo 64 was its figurehead Italian plumber, but Mario was entirely reborn for the 64-bit era, with 3D graphics and a deliriously playful open world to explore while still delivering the unique charm of his 2D adventures. One of the most groundbreaking games of all time. 2002 Grand Theft Auto III moved to PlayStation 2 proved a pivotal moment in Rockstar's Criminal Odyssey, letting players experience the sights and sounds of Liberty City in full 3D. With its groundbreaking and immersive driving, shooting and exploring, this landmark sandbox world become one of gaming's finest ever criminal endeavors. 2003 Grand Theft Auto Vice City beating off stiff competition from the likes of Zelda and KOTOR, Rockstar followed up GTA 3 with Vice City, which many gamers still rate as the finest of all GTAs. Tommy Vercetti's rise from low-level hood to Vice City crime lord echoed classic movies like Scarface and Carlitos Way, and was accompanied by one of the best ever licensed gaming soundtracks. 2004 Doom 3 1 Marine and his outrageous assortment of heavy weaponry, versus a legion of demonic hellspawn powered by John Carmack's legendary ID Tech 4 engine was tantamount to FPS nirvana. Add in compelling multiplayer, and you had pretty much the definitive package for shooter fans. 2005 Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. As the noughties reached their midpoint, Rockstar was back with another incarnation of its all-conquering franchise. Moving the action to the West Coast, mixing its fictional tale with real-life LA politics and events, and introducing innovative new RPG elements proved a monster smash, as Carl C.J. Johnson returned to avenge the murder of his mother. Bethesda's vast, sprawling and epic in every sense of the word RPG really upped the ante. A huge game world, deep character customization, radiant drive-in NPC behavior and some of the most challenging dungeons and epic quests set a new gold standard for the genre. 2007 Gears of War. The Xbox 360 needed some really big hitters to loosen PlayStation's grip on gamers' hearts and minds at the start of the last generation, and Epic's muscle-bound cover shooter was just the ticket to showcase the system's strengths. Superb cover shooting mechanics, active reloads, chainsaw bayonets and brutal execution moves made GO a real showstopper. 2008 Left 4 Dead. A replay-focused coup shooter built specifically for 4 players may initially have sounded like a tough sell before Left 4 Dead popularized such things, but Valve and Turtle Rock's zombie slaying marathon showed just how much fun you could have battling the AI, rather than each other. Great looks, frenetic action, zombie specialists and a game director that knew just when to press all the right buttons made this a coup classic. 2009 Fallout 3. Bethesda showed it was equally at home in an open-world sci-fi setting as in the Elder Scrolls fantasy landscapes. Set in the ruins of Washington, you were forced to leave the safety of your underground bunker to search for your missing father, an adventure that took in a fully populated wasteland brimming with mutants, monsters, intriguing characters and, of course, the irrepressible dog meat. Page 3 boasting one of the highest Xbox 360 Metacritic ratings of all time, 95%, Mass Effect 2 from Canadian RPG overlords BioWare is widely considered the best of a highly impressive series. Deep character customization, adult storytelling, intriguing themes, romance and a beautiful galaxy to explore cemented Commander Shepard's place in the Pantheon. 2011 Portal 2. Who would have thought a first-person physics puzzler would win such a legion of plaudits, yet the quirky, mind-bending, darkly hilarious Portal 2 did just that. Of course it helped that it came from Valve, who seem incapable of making a bad game. The Aperture Science Facility sprang back into sinister life, with GLaDOS surely ranking as one of the most intriguing and nuanced villains ever. The 5th installment of the classic RPG series was bigger, better and indeed much snowier than ever before, weaving Viking and Norse legends and casting you as a dragon slayer sent to protect the realm from the evils of Alduin the World Eater. As the Dragonborn, you journeyed across its enchanting snowy landscapes, reciting runes, slaying dragons, wielding magic and blowing NPCs halfway across the map with a cheery Foos Road. 2013 Grand Theft Auto 5. After a long break of nearly 5 years, Rockstar returned with the admirable GTA 5, but boy, was the wait worth it. Now playing as 3 characters instead of 1, including the lovably monstrous Trevor, the mix of sandbox play, detailed heists, high satire and a soundtrack to die for made this the ultimate in a long line of criminal capers. 2014 Dark Souls 2. The sequel to From Software's action RPG may have featured fearsome levels of difficulty, but gamers rapidly became eager gluttons for punishment. Harsh but fair treatment proved an attraction rather than a turnoff, and Souls 2's beautiful world, unforgiving denizens and intricate mechanics made this one of the most compelling and challenging of all joystick winners. 2015 The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Most moral choices in RPGs are decisions between black and white, good and evil. CD Projekt Red taught us to embrace the gray and in the name of all that is good, earn some coin while slaying monsters. Save you, pay me. 2016 Dark Souls 3. The game everyone and thing apparently wants to be when it grows up. Its design, world and challenge are legendary, giving the RPG a status among gamers and developers alike. Current page. Page 3. Previous page. Page 2.